What's up guys, Mickle here, and we are on the verge of a financial crisis. Yesterday we had one of the largest banks in the entire United States go belly up, leaving hundreds of thousands of customers with no money left in their accounts. In this video, I want to break down exactly what's happening right now with Silicon Valley Bank because it is going to have massive effects for the entire tech industry. Now we already know that companies like Circle are getting hit hard. In this video, I want to break down exactly what's going on with Circle and why this could actually be extremely bullish for XRP. There is a narrative right now that not a lot of people are picking up on, but this is critical and it's really going to show you exactly why XRP is such a game-changing solution to our future financial system. At the end of the video, I also want to break down exactly how this is affecting the XRP price chart. We have seen many cryptocurrencies fall off a cliff because of this recent event. I want to break down exactly how XRP is reacting, whether or not I'm worried by anything I have seen so far. Make sure to stick around for that. You are not going to want to miss it. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start out this video with a quick breakdown of exactly what's happening in our financial system right now. Now, there are a lot of people on Twitter who are doing very in-depth reports on exactly what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. I want to take a more broad view of what's happening in the financial system right now because I think it's going to give us a much better idea of where we're headed with things. So to start off, over the past couple months, the Federal Reserve has been jacking up interest rates as fast as they can to try to stomp out inflation. This is actually the fastest the Federal Reserve has ever hiked rates in history. Now, banks have a ton of regulations around them because banks are actually very fragile. Essentially, when you put money in a bank, they take that money and invest it to try to get a yield on it. Not all your dollars are actually there. Now, when the Federal Reserve starts jacking up rates, it messes up a lot of the products that these banks were investing in. Now, suddenly, these banks who are supposed to have your money are actually losing money on the investments they're supposed to be making that are supposed to be low risk and making you yield. So essentially, you're putting money in banks. Banks are taking low risk investments to try to generate yield on that money. But when the Federal Reserve does something unpredictable, like hiking rates at the fastest pace in history, well, that completely changes the equation for what is considered low risk. So a bunch of people essentially got wind that this bank actually had a lot more risky investments than they were claiming to have, or that they even originally thought they might have. This caused a lot of people to lose confidence in the bank, and everyone started pulling their money out. When everyone started pulling their money out, well, this bank just didn't have the cash to cover all those withdrawals. They didn't have all the money that people wanted because that money was invested, and a lot of that money was actually lost on the investments. Now, if this bank had more time to give the money out, they probably could have gotten it. But everyone got scared, no one wanted to be the last person to the door, and this caused a bank run. So essentially, if we break down to what started this issue, it was the Federal Reserve jacking up interest rates. This completely threw off the equation because all these banks were so used to this low interest rate environment we've been in for the past 10 years, many of them simply weren't prepared for what was on the other side of it. Now, there is a ton of questions right now of how long it's going to take for the deposits in this bank to be made liquid again. There's a lot of talk of the Federal Reserve actually stepping in and bailing out the bank. A lot of people are saying the Federal Reserve shouldn't bail out this bank. I think it's important to note there is a lot of tech startups invested in this bank who lost a ton of money who really don't deserve to at all. They had no way of knowing that this bank was going to go under, and at the end of the day, they shouldn't be punished for this one bank's mistake. There are ways to make sure these companies get the money they're deserved. There are ways to make this bank liquid again while still holding the bank responsible for the mistakes they made. You can wipe out their equity, you can punish their CEOs, but there's no reason why the people who had accounts at this bank should be punished. I really do think a bailout is the best option, and I would be shocked if we didn't see one. Now, with that said, it's important now that we break down what is happening because of this. First of all, I think it's important to point out that what we're watching take place in the banking sector right now is exactly why cryptocurrencies exist. People don't think the Federal Reserve should be able to artificially create rates that screw over certain banks. People don't think a bank should be able to lend out your money and then suddenly you go back to that bank and it's all gone. You should hold your own money. You should be able to hold your own value, and that's why cryptocurrencies were created. They solved this exact problem we're watching play out right now. And a lot of people like to say, oh, cryptocurrencies are a Ponzi. They don't actually solve anything. Our financial system works fine the way it's working. It's important to point out that these people say these things when we're going through good times. Our financial system works good when there's no stress on it, when there's no pressure, when times are easy. But what we're seeing right now is times aren't always easy. We're gonna have stress on the system, and we can't have the system crumble every single time we want to raise interest rates. The system is too fragile, it's broken, and it's because it's outdated. We have the technology to upgrade the financial system, but we're not doing it. Chris Larson has a famous quote where he came out and said, 2008 happened and we still don't have the technology in place to prevent the next 2008. We are going through the next 2008 right now. And let me preface that with the fact that it's not going to be as bad as 2008. The Fed is going to backstop this. We're going to clean this up. We're likely going to cut interest rates, and we're just going to keep going on with our Ponzi financial system. But we still haven't implemented the solution to fix this. And that's the most important thing we need to take away from this. We are currently going through the same exact issues that we did in 2008. We have the technology to fix this, and it's not being implemented. So I want to move on now and talk more specifically about Circle, because last night we did see the USDC stablecoin depeg. Now it's actually regaining its peg right now, and I do believe Circle is going to come out of this okay. They have some very high level connections. I know BlackRock has stake in them. I know they have accounts at BY and Mellon, and I just don't think there's any way that they're going to actually go under from this. I have a feeling we're going to see USDC repeg. I have a feeling they're going to get a bailout from some large investor and they're going to move on. But this actually highlights something very important that a lot of people weren't understanding for a while. A lot of people for a very long time were saying, why do we need XRP? Why wouldn't all these countries just use the USDC stablecoin? Why wouldn't they just all create their own stablecoin and then that will be how the financial system works? Why do we have to have a bridge currency? XRP is not stable. Why is anyone going to use it? Well, this is the exact reason. Stable coins have counterparty risk. You have to rely on someone. What XRP is it's trustless. You don't have to rely on an issuer. You don't have to rely on a bank. XRP is backed by the XRP ledger. Its value is inherent because it provides a utility that's useful. It gives you the ability to instantaneously transfer money anywhere in the entire world in a decentralized way, faster or cheaper than is possible in our current financial system. That is the value that backs the XRP ledger, not some bank who's holding dollar reserves who can disappear at any given day, just like we're seeing take place right now. So that's why XRP provides so much value. It is a neutral, decentralized link between the systems. No one has to trust anyone to use XRP, and that is a game changer. What we are learning is that if you have to trust someone, your system is not stable. It is vulnerable. Circle was considered the safest stablecoin issuer out there. USDC was considered perfectly safe because it was backed. But it turns out the money that was backing it was in a bank account that could get deleted overnight. It shows how vulnerable our current financial system is. We have these space-age technologies that get rid of these issues because you don't actually have to have value sitting in an account to back it. The asset itself has the inherent value. Now, going forward, stablecoins are going to be a big issue because there's not a good way to decentralize them at the moment. This completely flips a lot of what we've been looking at in crypto on its head. Most people saw stablecoins as kind of the safest way to innovate in this space, kind of the easiest thing to regulate. Oh, it's just $1 and you just put the money in a bank account and the funds are safe there. Just make sure they're fully reserved. But what we're learning is that the crypto part of this technology isn't the unsafe part. It's the part in the traditional financial system. The money in the bank account was the issue. It didn't have anything to do with the technology. And what we're seeing is all the decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP, those are operating fine. They have had almost no impact. What is wrong is the current financial system because it's fragile. It doesn't work, and this issue has never been more front and center. This completely validates Ripple's strategy going forward. It completely validates XRP as a bridge currency. And what we are seeing right now just shows is that Ripple has always been 10 steps ahead. They have always had the right product. They have always had the right solution, and the market is slowly figuring that out. This is absolutely massively bullish for the thesis around XRP, and honestly, it sucks to watch this happen, but eventually it needed to because it shows that having any trust in the traditional financial system is going to leave you extremely vulnerable. And I want to move on and now just quickly talk about the XRP price chart, because through all of this, what do we see? We see that XRP is still just trading in this massive range. It's been in this symmetrical triangle like this chart shows. We've been on this support for 1,200 days. We've been under this resistance for 800 days. And this collapse of our financial system is barely doing anything to XRP. And I think there's another very important point I have to make. We just found out that XRP's utility in our financial system is absolutely necessary and is going to be key to solving the issues we have seen. And we haven't seen any impact in the price. The fundamentals of XRP have never been stronger. The market doesn't understand it yet. Eventually it will. Eventually it's going to catch up. Eventually people are going to realize that we need a solution like this. And Ripple is working behind the scenes to make that happen. Eventually we're going to see all this bullish news, all these bullish developments in the fundamentals price into XRP, and it's going to be explosive. Maybe it happens when this Ripple SEC case ends. Maybe it's beforehand. Maybe it takes a little longer. We'll see. But what I know after watching what has taken place this past week is that XRP and decentralized cryptocurrencies are absolutely the solution to our current financial system, and it's only a matter of time until we see a massive rewiring of the system as we know it. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.